Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Salem podcast. Happy new month. It's me again, your girl Sharon, and today's episode is going to be a lot. I'm finally done with the five-part series Real Love, Real Faith, Real You. And I asked you guys to suggest things that you'd like me to talk about. And somebody suggested that I talk about trauma and how it would affect platonic relationships. Immediately I saw that, I was just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Because I, for one, I know very well how pain from the past can follow you into places that you are even meant to feel safest, and it doesn't remove the place of friendships, it includes friendships. So today, I just want us to have a honest conversation. Nothing forced, no need to pretend. Let's just really talk about it. Let's talk about the ways that trauma can show up in our friendships and how, by God's grace, we can heal from that. So let's start. What is trauma? When some people hear the word trauma, they imagine something very huge, like an accident, some war, losing someone. And yes, those things are traumatic. But trauma can also be the very silent things: neglect, abandonment, emotional abandonment, being dismissed, being overlooked, consistently made to feel like you are doing too much, like your feelings are too much. Trauma is those small wounds that pile up and tell your brain that you are not safe here, you can't trust anyone, you need to protect yourself. And when we don't address those wounds, the thing is they will not just disappear, they get buried and buried deep. So they now finally show up in our relationships, in our friendships, the very ones that matter the most to us. Let me break it down. How trauma can show up in friendships. Number one, the fear of being vulnerable. The fear of being vulnerable. You want that deep connection, but you're also being scared of being too much. So it's a very weird place to be in. So you now try to censor yourself, you hold back. So it's not like you are just hiding away. You actually show up, but you just don't show up fully the way you ought to. Because you're always thinking, if they really knew me, maybe they would not even want to stay. If they really know what I'm like, would they still be here? The fear of vulnerability. Number two, emotional extremes. So it's like two sides of a coin. Either you're too clingy or you're too cold. That is one way trauma shows up in friendships. So we should take note. Either you're too clingy or you're too cold. Sometimes your trauma will make you cling so tightly that you're afraid of losing the people you love. So you are constantly in that state where you need reassurance. Other times you just detach. You convince yourself that you are better off being alone and that it feels safer than being let down again. So you just find yourself on either side of the coin. Either you are holding on too tightly or you are letting go completely. Number three, the third way that trauma shows up in friendships: trust issues. Trust issues. This one hits very deeply. Trust issues and defensiveness. So let me give an example. Your friend does something small, maybe forgot to check in, maybe said something they were not supposed to say. And then your brain immediately goes, see, they don't really care, just like before. But the thing now is, it is not always about them. I'm not disputing the fact that, okay, these things can be real, but it's not always about them. It's just your old wound screaming again. Yes, it is that old wound screaming again. The fourth way that trauma can show up in friendships is you misinterpreting things all the time. There's been situations where I have misread a friend's action because of what I'd experienced before. So a person does something and I immediately connect it to past experience that wasn't very favorable, and I just like misinterpret what the person meant. So maybe let me give you the example. Maybe they were not ignoring me. Maybe I thought they were ignoring me. They were just busy, right? They were not exactly pulling away or leaving me alone. They were just, I mean, I was not even the one communicating. I wasn't communicating. But that trauma will make you read rejection, even in places that there is none. That trauma will make you read rejection in the places that there is none. So the four ways I said that trauma can show up in friendships. Number one, the fear of vulnerability. Number two, those emotional extremes. Either the person is too clingy or too cold. Number three, trust issues and defensiveness. Number four, the last but not the least, always misinterpreting things. Let me be honest with you. There was a time that I felt like I had to keep people at arm's length, even people that I really, really loved. And you may think, okay, maybe she does not want to be close to anybody. No, it's not because I didn't want to be close, but because I was scared. I had experienced friendships where I seemed to give all I had, and I still ended up hurt. It felt like, oh, I was being used and in the end abandoned. So when I got into a new space, new people came into my life and tried to love me. I just couldn't receive it in that moment. I kind of doubted their sincerity and I overthought every single thing. Every single thing. And now this is not just about me. There's been situations where I've had friends also feel this way. And I remember telling someone that, guy, you act like I'm going to leave you, even though you have not done anything to make me feel that way. You're always on the edge. Like, oh my god, if I do this, I do this, I do this, Sharon is going to leave me, Sharon is not going to talk to me anymore. And then it hit me that I was probably not the problem. The trauma that this friend had faced was just making it look like, oh, she was the threat, even though I was a safe space for her. It just made her like she was just all up in her head, quote and unquote. And then I realized that it's important that people stop making their current friends pay for what people in their past did. I'm going to say it again. It is important that we stop making our current friends pay for what people in our past did. I know it's a lot. I know it's really a lot. But let me tell you something. Healing is possible. Healing is possible. It may not always be fast. Sometimes it can be very messy. But the thing is, God is not in a rush with you. Let me tell you some things that have helped me and is still helping me. Number one, being self-aware. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. And this is not in any way criticizing yourself all the time, but just being aware. Pay attention to the patterns. Ask yourself, okay, I responded this way. Why did I respond like this? And be honest though. Be honest. Don't be ashamed. Just be honest. So one way is being self-aware. The second way would be letting God love you into wholeness. I know it sounds very cliche, I know, but hear me out. When you are deeply rooted in the love of God, you stop needing people to fill voids that they were never even meant to fill. You know, when people say there's a hole in your heart that only Jesus can fill, I know it sounds very cliche, but it's true. When you've seen yourself in God's love, you will stop needing people to fill spaces that they were never even meant to fill. They were never meant to fill. You know, there was a period that God started to show me that I'm not too much. I'm not hard to love. I'm very safe with God. I'm very safe with God. And He will surround me with people that see me for me too. So it's not a void that these people can fill. Right? It's a void that only God can fill. So when you are rooted in God's love, should just stop feeling the need to put people in positions that they are not even meant to be in. Number 3, safe spaces and honest conversations. In episode 2 of the Real Love, Real Faith, Real You series, where I was talking about emotional intelligence, I was talking about safe spaces. Some of us need to start saying, "Hi, hey, I know I have been distant. I've been working through stuff." And you'll be surprised at the number of people that will be able to relate to you, that will be able to say, "Oh, me too." And then you now realize that it's not only you that is going through these things. And unless you speak up, you cannot get help. Unless you speak up, you cannot get help. You just realize that, okay, what you're going through is not out of the world. There are people that go through these things too. You find support, you find help. And then there is therapy. There's therapy. Jesus and therapy in the same sentence is not a contradiction. I spoke about this in episode 4 of the Real Love, Real Faith, Real You series. It is okay to get therapy. God will walk through your prayers and also through professionals, because He has given them the wisdom. He has really given them the wisdom. So don't be afraid to get the help you need. Jesus and therapy in the same sentence is not a contradiction. So here's what I'll leave you with. You are not broken beyond repair. Your friends don't have to suffer because of the things that happened to you in the past. You can heal. You can grow. You can have real, healthy, deep friendships again. The very ones that feel like home. The ones that make you feel very warm inside. So let's stop pretending. Let's start healing. Let's stop pushing people away because of what some other person did. And most importantly, let God in. Let God in. The safe people is going to bless you with, let them in. And also let yourself be seen. Let yourself be seen. I'm very grateful that you've sat with me today. If this has blessed you, I hope that you share it with someone who needs to hear it. And please let me know what it brought up for you. I really love to talk. You can leave a comment. You can um enter my DMs. Whatever you need to do, you can do that. So until next time, stay real, stay grounded, and remember, you are really, really loved just the way you are. Bye.